Thank you and welcome for tuning in. I am T, the Oracle, and just thank you for taking the time to listen, understand, overstand, and just really gather the message that I'm sharing with you today. Okay? So, as you can see by the title, today we're going to talk about childhood traumas or dramas. Okay? Now, with my insight, that's based on, of course, taking psychology classes, during college and just kind of really getting into that and really understanding the psyche of a person. It also comes through many years of life experience. Observation, being very analytical. And then it also, more importantly, comes from more recently, I read a book called The Celestine Prophecy. Okay, if you have not heard of that book or you have not read it, please do so. It's very informative. It's transformative. It helps to open your eyes and put things together. Maybe you've already known this, but it just brings those insights together. And speaking of insights, the book is based on 9 different insights. And so it's good when we have these insights, because when you get an insight, you're like, wait a minute, I understand, I see, I got this insight. So this is what this book is about. And within those insights, it covers dramas. They call them dramas, but they're really childhood traumas, right? But they call them dramas. And there's 4 different ones. 2 are connected to each other and the other 2 are connected, right? So right now I'm going to focus on the first 2, right? And I'll go into depth with each one, but I'm just going to talk about how these 2 are connected, right? And so in focusing on childhood trauma, and that's what I really want to focus on, is to help people understand the trauma that they have experienced growing up, how it has affected them throughout their childhood, their adolescence, their teen years, throughout their adult years, into middle age years, and even older age now. Why are we the way that we are? Why do we think the way that we think? Why do we act or react the way that we act? It's because of the nature, the nurture, or the lack thereof, and the experiences and traumas that we have endured during childhood. And we have learned how to adapt to those traumas or dramas, and that's how we protect ourselves or put on a particular armor to be able to move forth in the world. Okay? So the first 2 are the interrogator and the aloof. Now, focusing on the parent, because you have to understand who you are and why you are the way that you are, is because you have to focus on your parent. So if you have a parent that's an interrogator, what is an interrogator? Interrogator is someone who likes to control people by pointing out certain things. They like to point out a lot of times something that's wrong, something that you have not done right. It does not live up to their expectations. They're always pointing out what you have not done right in their eyes. They ask certain questions that are very, they make you feel small. They make you feel less than. They make you feel inferior. Instead of, maybe making you think, it really pokes at you. It's like poking a bear. It pokes at you, and it does not make you feel good about yourself. It's not to help you. Maybe they think it's to help you, but it really does not. It really pokes at you, and it turns you into the opposite of what they are trying to make you, right? And so when you have a parent that's an interrogator, why you do it like that? Well, then you think about losing weight. Don't you think you should? It's just, why you do that? You know what I mean? And it's even deeper than that, but that's what comes to mind right now. But y'all know what interrogating is. When people start to interrogate you, you be like, damn, why you interrogating me? Like, damn, you know what I mean? You an investigator? Like, why you so deep? You know what I mean? So that produces a child that's aloof. What is aloof? You develop this personality or the characteristics of a person who becomes more distant. They rarely share their thoughts and their feelings. They may let you in a little bit, but they keep a lot to themselves. They might even mislead you because they don't want you to know exactly how they feel or what they think, in fear of disappointing you, or that you don't approve of what they think or what they do. So it also it creates someone that's aloof, but it goes hand in hand with a people pleaser too. I would say so, because it's like you don't want them to know the real you. You just give them what they want so they can leave you alone pretty much. But an aloof person, they are more standoffish, they're distant. Um Sometimes they become introverted, or they're introverted. Yeah. So that's how those two really go together. So if you think about yourself, if you think about your parents, and you think about, was my parent an interrogator? Were they always picking? Were they, sometimes an interrogator can also be a perfectionist. If you have a parent that's a perfectionist, everything has to be done a certain way. If you don't do it their way, then it's not the right way. When we all know that there are multiple ways to accomplish something, right? So even math now, like I have children that are like in high school. When they were in school, it was like the same math that we did in elementary, middle school, high school. They coming up figuring out the equation a whole different way. I'm like, this new math? Like, how y'all come up with this? Like, that don't even make sense. Like, that's how y'all, like, how the hell y'all add like that? Like, how it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? So there's many different ways to accomplish something and reach the same goal. And so what I'm saying is, if you have a parent that was an interrogator, then they only saw it one way, and that was the correct way. And so you've learned to adapt yourself into pleasing that person to keep the peace, or to leave them at bay so they won't spew any negativity out at you, which will in turn make you feel some type of way about yourself, that you are not good enough or that you're less than. Okay? So what I want to do is, let me pull a few cards in regards to the interrogator and the aloof relationship. Okay, so let me just shuffle a few more times. Aloof and interrogator relationship. What do we get out of this? Just want to pull some cards and see what energy evolves from that. All right, so first card pull, the changes card reversed. Okay, this is what it looks like right standing, but it's actually reversed. Okay, then you have the new day card reversed. And then you also have the transformation card. All right, so let's take a look at these cards, right? Now, if we go back to the changes card reverse, you see it's kind of like a circle. All right, now this is reverse. So it's almost like going backwards. You know how a spiral, even the hands on a clock, they go right. It's like reverse. So it's like everything is going backwards. So it's like, even though, like I said, when you have a parent that's an interrogator, maybe they feel as if being on you and staying on you and nitpicking every little thing is going to make you a better person. However, it's not working. It's making things worse. It's making things backwards. It's like going backwards. You don't motivate anyone or build them up by tearing them down. You just don't. It doesn't work. And so the changes that they think they are helping to make for you, they're actually regressing you. And like I said, remember I said the aloof becomes distant and they go within themselves. You're backing up. You're backing into yourself. You're keeping it all into yourself. And another thing that I noticed, when a person becomes an aloof person, they hold a lot of their emotions in. They hold their thoughts in. So you may even recognize that a lot of aloof people deal with a lot of internal issues. They may have anxiety. They may have depression. They may deal with heart issues. They may deal with stomach issues because they carry things inside. They may carry it in their stomach. They always getting butterflies. They tense up. Their heart beats fast. It speeds up because of, the anticipation of what the interrogator might say or do. And so that's a regression. That's like drawing up inside of yourself. That's a regression. So change is not happening. You're actually going backwards. If you say something is happening, you are definitely causing that child to regress. Okay. And then you look at this card right here, New Day card reversed. Okay. And so with this New Day card, it's like, it has like a what do you call that? It's like almost like a butterfly and then the sun. And so there's like a transformation coming, and the third card is transformation. So it's funny how I led up into there. So with this New Day card reverse, it's almost like the sun is going back down. The sun is setting. It goes with that first card, the changes card that's going in reverse. You are not helping. You are not helping the child by nitpicking, by interrogating them. Yes, as a parent, you're supposed to be inquisitive. You're supposed to be attentive. You're supposed to be discerning in a lot of things and just being a coach and recognizing the development of your child. However, it does not have to be at a point where you are causing them more harm than good, that you are creating more negative experiences and emotions and causing their development to be stunted or to be stopped or to reach a point of no growth. You know what I mean? A point where they actually regressing. Okay. And with this New Day card, it's like everything it's always the same. It feels like life is always the same for them. It's just always on this repeat of, I know how my parent is going to do. I know they're going to yell about this. I know they're going to complain about this. I know even if I do this, it's not going to be good enough. It's like it's the same thing over and over and over again. Can you imagine living that kind of life? And then as a child, you really don't have a say-so, because a lot of us grew up at a time period where children really did not have a say-so. You know, your parents' word is bond, what they say goes, and that's it. You really didn't have a say-so. So it's just like, oh my God, this is my life day in and day out. And then you have this transformation card. And it's so funny that you have this caterpillar here, but you had the butterfly there, but it was in reverse. So this card is already telling you that this transformation is going in reverse. Like this caterpillar, it also reminds me of hermit mode, where you just kind of go within yourself. And a lot of us are like that. And sad to say, I'm a Scorpio. My personality is evasive at times. It is mysterious. That's who I am. I think that's how I was born into this world. But also because of my nurture, my nature, and the parent that I did have, I also developed some of these type of issues as well. And it became me. So I'm like, it's me. So if you have developed this type of personality or characteristics over the years, you don't even see it as an issue, because you're like, it's me. Because it is you, because it became you over a course of time. So that's all you know, it is you. And so therefore, that's why it's difficult for people to recognize it and change and implement a change, because they're like, it's who I am. It's my personality. That's how I protect myself. That's how I do this. That's how I do that. And of course, we do need those shields. We need to put on that armor. We need to be able to protect ourselves from people that don't mean us any good. And we weren't able to do that as a child. However, in recognizing this particular issue, you're able to kind of examine and see why you are the way you are in certain aspects. And then you're able to kind of recognize and say, maybe I can alter this. Maybe I can change this. And now I can allow certain people to come into my life. I don't have any friends. I kind of do want friends. So maybe if I allow people to understand who I am and allow them in a little bit more and not be so aloof, then maybe we can connect on certain levels, and then I can develop a bond and a friendship or a relationship with someone. So that's kind of the basis of the interrogator and the aloof. I will do multiple videos on this. If you guys have any questions on that, please let me know. I can go into further detail as well. But again, thank you for watching again. I am T the Oracle. Peace.